Donna Christian Lowe, known as the Queen Connector, here with the Brewer Media Group. And today we're here to talk to one of my friends, someone you may already know, but remember my job is to connect you to people, information, and resources that help you live your best life. Well, today I'm going to do just that. So first let me welcome Kim Fox. Kim, thank you for coming today.
Thank you.
I'm loving the t-shirt. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, but I love when a guest comes and they represent. So we got a little bit of information to cover today, but it's very important because I want people to really be a part of what we're going to talk about. So if you don't know about FACES, and I'm going to read some notes because I want to make sure I get it right. But the National Craniofacial Association is a 501c3, and they're serving adults and children throughout the U.S. with craniofacial defects, correct? Am I saying that right?
Yes.
All right. So first of all, give us a quick synopsis of what you do and the services you offer.
Most importantly, we help with financial aid for travel, so that a family that has a child with a craniofacial difference, or say they had cancer or were burned, then we help them get to the medical centers that they need. We help pay for fuel, lodging, travel expenses. And many times these families already have to cut back. One of the family members might have to leave their job for a while, so we help with that.
So essentially two services, financial aid and their travel, right? Is that correct, or anything else?
It's financial aid for travel.
For travel?
For
okay.
travel,
all
yes.
Right. And then what other services do you offer?
We offer information and support around the world. I get emails and phone calls from people around the world looking to know about more craniofacial differences, doctors, medical centers, and things like that. We have a big supply of that. And then we have FACES Camp, and that's a camp for kids with facial differences, and it happens here in Cloudland, Georgia, once a year in July, and we're gearing up for that.
So I'm a mom, and I'm very fortunate that my son does not have to attend this camp, you know, because we have to really count our blessings, but I'm grateful for the moms, the dads, the families that do have children, that have a place to go, that they're going to be around people like them. But the good thing I love about this camp is you get to bring your bestie, your buddy along. So talk about that.
Okay, well, just like that, a lot of children with craniofacial differences, they're a little bit more timid and not so used to, they have anxiety issues sometimes, and they want to bring somebody that gives them comfort, such as their friend, their brother, a sibling, so that way they don't feel so afraid. So you guys have a lot of events, and we know you've just talked about FACES Camp. That is in 2022, July the 10th through the 15th, and you can go to their website, which we'll give you at the end of our conversation so they can go and visit that. But the event we're talking about today is this event, and you are representing well. It is called Ride for Smiles. It's a reunion and festival. So talk about the reunion part first. Okay, so we had a motorcycle ride called FACES Ride for Smiles for 10 years here in Chattanooga, and we retired it in 2015, and we've had a lot of requests to have it back. So we're doing a little bit different. It is not a ride per se, it's a festival, and we're bringing 4 of our families in so that people can meet the kids that we help and find out about our services. Our goal is to get our services out there. I want people to know that we're there for travel expenses, that we're there for a camp for kids with facial differences, and that we're also there to advocate on face equality, which is another thing, a service that we do.
Well, you know, I heard Robert Roberts one day say that everybody has something. Well, this something, if this something is in your life, it is truly impacting the parents, the family. It impacts every aspect of their life. And without money, without resources and access, you cannot do the work that you do. So when people come, we don't want them just to show up. We want them to show up with money. So you've got something where they can win $250. Could you give us kind of a short version of what they can do?
Okay, it's called a poker walk, and that means that you get 5 cards, and you draw those cards at 5 different vendors, and the person with the best poker hand after they draw those cards wins $250. The person that has the worst hand will win prizes.
I'm good with the prize.
Yeah.
I like money, but I'm good with the prize.
You get lunch, and you get fed, and you get a raffle ticket, you get your picture, you get a chance to win this really cool tie-dyed bag.
Nice.
And
So the thing I like though is no motorcycle needed, because you know, I'm not a rider. Maybe in my next life I will be, but people can show up no matter what. So we don't want want the words to deceive you. Ride for Smiles.
Yes.
You can show up with your bike or not.
Right.
But just show up with your money for sure, right?
Yes, and we will have a lot of new motorcycles there because we have
Nice.
Pandoras and Southern Honda Power Sports.
Nice.
And White Lightning Harley Davidson will be there set up with their new bikes out, so you can check them out, sit on them, and buy one.
But you've also got some fun. You have some talent going to be there, Mr. Roger Allen Wade.
We love Roger.
So is he a big supporter?
Oh, he is.
Nice.
He's on our board, and he loves the kids, and he'll do just about anything for us as far as playing music, and he adores the children.
I love that. So I'm going to get a little serious for a minute because nothing like this happens without money. And COVID hurt everyone. Yeah, I don't know anyone in my life that wasn't impacted by COVID. So talk about that. Were you guys impacted a little bit? Was your pocketbook, your bank impacted a little?
You know, it seemed like a strange year, but it was just a strange year, whereas we had lower funds in some places, we had more funds in others because there was a lot of people stepping up to the bat, stepping up to the plate to help the nonprofits through this hard part.
I love that. Well, we're going to give them a chance to go and find out how to give before we get done talking. But I want to make this a little personal. And we're not going to give last names, but if you're out there and you're watching this conversation, I want them to remember Zane, Caden, Gabby, and Brawley. So these are just 4 people that are going to be recognized, 4 young people who have craniofacial differences. And talk about how you're going to honor them through the Ride for Smiles.
Oh, well, they get to come. Their family's coming into Chattanooga, and of course they'll be at the event, but they also get to go to the aquarium and get a behind the scenes. They get a little bit of a family respite because so many times these families are traveling so much. It's always doctor visits and worried about. In fact, Brawley is going to have a halo around her head, which they're using to bring her face forward. So they're screwing it every day to bring her bones out. She's going to be there, and so it's just a respite to get away from medical things and meet the people.
I love that. Well, we all need that. So I like to know people's why. So I've got to know, Kim, what is your why? Why are you doing this?
Oh my goodness, we don't have enough time for that. But,
a little bit of your why.
I found out about Faces while designing their brochure many years ago. I volunteered. I helped them start Ride for Smiles. Eventually down the road, it was only 2 people. One of them left, and I started working for Faces. And I've been with Faces for a long time.
Right?
Yeah, I'm a graphic designer by trade.
Love that.
An artist by trade. But this, as a nonprofit, a little bitty nonprofit, you do everything. You're a woman of many hats. So that's me.
My hat's off to you for what you do and all the other people who are behind the scenes.
Thank you.
It does take people like you to continue if you want to call it the march or the fight for whatever your cause is, but specifically for craniofacial differences. But, there's somebody who's going to see this conversation and say, oh my goodness, I know somebody that needs their help, or I've got a question, or there's a family that's going to be watching this and they're just finding out that this is going to be their life. So I like to say you guys are the first source for craniofacial answers.
Yes.
So whether you're looking for help, advice, research, funds, whatever it is, support, or just really moral support, because you ladies are really good at that. What would you suggest they do? Where can they go find you?
They can go online to faces-cranio.org. So that's FACES dash, like a minus sign, Cranio, CRANIO.org. And
they can also call you guys at 800-332-2373. Is
yes,
that right?
ma'am. They can call.
And I love that you guys are social because, now nonprofits really have to act like a full-fledged business and make sure they're connecting with everyone at every level. And they are a full-fledged business, but you've got to connect at all levels. So you guys are on Facebook,
of course,
Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, correct?
Yes.
All right. So anything else, I always like to say give that call to action. So Kim, give the audience watching this, whoever they are, wherever they are, give them the call to action of why they need to be here at Faces Ride for Smiles on Saturday, June 11th, 2022 from noon to 3 p.m. Tell them why they need to be there.
You need to come meet our kids, find out what we do, and come win $250 in the poker walk, and meet other nonprofits. We have critters and animals and music, and it'll be a fun time for your family. Bring your family out, please.
Well, I'm going to bring my family. So,
awesome.
Yeah, so you can look for my family to be there. I love for my son, who is 17, to be a part of these things.
Excellent.
To understand, why we should be grateful, know, because this is certainly something a family should support.
Yes, ma'am.
So Kim, a fist pump to you.
Thank you.
For all that you do and all the team behind the scenes making it work. But for you, we want to thank you from the Brewer Media Group, and make sure that you go to the Faces Ride for Smiles, Saturday, June the 11th, 2022, noon to 3. And where is this located?
This is located at the Georgia Charity Bingo Hall, and that is behind Costco at the Gateway Antique Mall. So it's in the bingo hall in the back of the Antique Mall.
It's going to be packed.
Yes.
You better get there a little early, seriously. And if you're riding a bike, you'll be fine. But if you're not, you better get there. All right, that's all we got from now from your Queen Connector and the Brewer Media Group. We thank you, and we're out.